that should be a bit better then.
Can we turn up the mic here?
Alright guys, let me know if you want me to turn up just that little bit more before we get right into it. Okay, let's try about that loud for now. Without breaking this mic too much. Yeah, you're gonna have to bear with us just for a little bit, just because first time we're trying out the whole streaming side of it. Yeah, that's about as loud as we're going to get it as the time being. Yeah, and unfortunately we can't control the stream delay too much purely just because of how crap the devices we're streaming on are. We will have all the VODs be available on Twitch after this. So you should be able to watch it after we're finished streaming no matter what. So if you want to revise anything or if you miss anything during the stream, you can just catch it later. Speaking of which, no, you don't need a Linux device. You should be able to do most things that we're going to start off with on a Windows. However, you can, of course, use a Linux device. Just make sure you enable SSH for some of the bandit challenges, but we're going to touch on that one next week. Alright, I reckon it's about time to get into it. Let me know if it changes, by the way. Does the screen change? Does the screen change? Nope. Okay. Yep, there we go. Alright guys, so for anyone who hasn't seen this page before, this is our website. We have a fancy, cool website, which was the basis of our intro screen. I don't know how old it is, but we've had one for a while now. It's at monsec.io. It has a bunch of info about us, about our different resources. And if you go to our join tab, it shows you pretty much everything you need to know. Although we will update it in a little bit with details about how to get to our live streams now. But in terms of how the general layout's going to work from now on, we're going to be live streaming every single Monday at 6 PM. We're going to be starting it a little bit earlier just so everything is up and rolling by then. However, and we will have a beginner workshop starting at 6 and an advanced workshop starting later on at 7. And that advanced workshop will cover things that vary from week to week, but to do the advanced stuff or to hang around for it, we pretty much assume you know everything that we're going to cover in the beginner stream. So just be mindful, if you do stick around that long, you may hear some weird things. If you want to ask us any questions about anything that you hear at all, either pop them in Twitch chat and I'll have them read out to me as of current, or if you pop over to our Discord channel for the workshops channel, then we will also be monitoring that as well. For any of our workshops throughout the week, make sure you keep an eye on another website, yet again, ctf.monsec.io. This one is where we essentially keep track of how you've gone on all of our challenges. And you can create an account, probably just create it with your Monash email, and we will put up a bunch of challenges that you can solve and get the points for. As you can see, this one already has 2 solves. For both the Bandit and NATAS over the wire stuff, there's actually 33 of those challenges in total, but you have to solve all the ones before it to get to it in the first place. And of course, this is our scoreboard I was talking about earlier. We have one person who solved a bunch of challenges just to get points, and Adrian's also made a start on them as well. Alright, as for other random stuff, later on today we're going to be doing a web hacking talk like we were talking about earlier. That's going to be presented by Mariusz, who I'm going to hand over to in just a second. Then after that, we're going to stick around and just let you guys have a crack whatever you want, probably solve a few NATAS in the meantime. Then when it hits 7 o'clock, we're going to be handing over to Daniel, who's then going to be presenting on just general resources that the advanced stream can access. Things like HackTheBox or Pico CTF, if you've ever heard of those before. For most of the people in beginner stream, it can be nice to hang around for that one too, just so you have an idea of what can you do after you already finish everything we give you. Everything we do today can be done in just a web browser, so you don't need to worry about installing anything extra, anything like that. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Any questions so far? Alright. And make sure you also sign up to the club as well. If you haven't already, make sure you go to the MSA portal, MSA online logins. You can access that through our join page. We'll give you a sticker if you join, if we ever see you in person when we aren't all infected with COVID. It is one of these stickers here. They look pretty neat. You can put them on whatever you want. Car, your laptop, probably more your laptop. Alright, however, in the meantime, I'm going to hand over to Mariusz to start presenting the NATAS challenges. Alright.
Hello people. So today we'll be going over NATAS from over the wire. I have a habit of speaking in a monotone voice, so you have to bear with me. The first challenge is to open this link, however you cannot click on it. Does anyone know how to solve this challenge? Well, if you highlight the link, then you can do open link in new tab. It's pretty good. However, then it asks you for the username and password. Luckily, that was given to us before. It's NATAS0 and NATAS0. Congratulations, you have solved the first challenge and got into NATAS0. This is basically how NATAS works, except it's going to get a lot harder from here on. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of web hacking. So there's going to be reading the source code to get certain secret messages, reverse engineering, a little bit of cryptography to hack the website, doing SQL injection, that sort of cool stuff. But for the first time, I'll take it very slow. And I'll be answering a lot of questions, so make sure you pump them either in the Discord or in the Twitch stream. In addition, if you go to the challenges and you click on NATAS, you can find a link to specifically awesome hints that I have written up just on NATAS. So these don't spoil the entire challenge, but they nudge you in the right direction so that you can then solve it. So as you can see, there's a whole bunch of NATAS. So if you were stuck on NATAS 0, that's how you do it. Alright, let us begin with NATAS 0. The web browser can do a lot more than just display web pages. It's generally quite complicated. However, this web page is very simple in that if you just right click in your browser and view page source, then you can see the entire code that runs for this web page. And the password for NATAS 1 is this. That's probably what we want. Awesome source. Alternatively, we could hit F12 and open the inspector. This has the content in a more tree diagram style. Or even more alternatively, you could refresh the page after opening the network tab, and then you can see the response right here, except there isn't one because your browser remembered what the page used to be, so you can check disabled cache to solve that. Here we go. And then it shows a little preview of the page of what it received, as well as the code. So you can get the code in a whole bunch of different ways. That's going to be important for later. To get to the next level, you go to natas1.nataslabs.labs.overthewire.org. And it asks us for the password, which we already extracted from that page. Too easy. Now, apparently in this challenge, right-clicking is blocked. This works in Chrome, but it doesn't. It works sometimes for Firefox. See? Again, this is not a problem because even if view page source isn't available because we get blocked, there's a whole bunch of other ways we can do it, including F12 and then the network or the inspector. So I'll just use the inspector this time. And there's our next password. Too easy. So now we go to NATAS 2. But I might be going too fast. Can people in the chat say where they are up to and if they need any help so far? Well, my sources tell me there are no questions, so I'll be moving on. There is... How do you submit flags? So if you go into the ctf.monsec.io, then you go to the challenge that you want to submit the flag to, and then you paste it here and whack submit. If you are having troubles signing up to the CTF, then make sure you sign up using your Monash email. Alrighty, let's continue. So there is nothing on this page, and if we view the source code, that is indeed the case. Except for this file pixel.png, which is a pixel. It's a bit hard to see because it's a pixel. Does this give us any hints, just having this pixel file? Can anyone figure out what to do with this pixel file? Is there anything secret hidden there? Well, whenever we reference another file that isn't this file, there's always some sort of link to it. So we see there's a bunch of links here, But in this case, we're interested in the files/pixel.png. The good part is that means that we can just tack it on here. So we can do files/pixel.png, and that gives us that exact file. If this source code was very big, which happens on many websites, it might be easier to go to the network tab and refresh the page, and then you can see all the other external queries that happen. This includes the pixel.png, which we can see is under this URL. So a whole bunch of different ways to do the same thing once again. So right, we have this pixel PNG, but what happens if we just try to access files? Surely there's going to be something there, right? And indeed, there is. We have the pixel PNG, but we also have this other suspicious file. What could possibly be there? Oh, let's have a look. Username, password. That sounds pretty interesting. NATAS free has this password. Too easy. So now we can go to NATAS free. Great. Please ask any questions because now things are going to start moving a lot faster. So let's make sure you've got the fundamentals down. I'll also take this opportunity to talk about the join page of MonSec. So we have monsec.io/join. You can join our Discord server for clicking this link, and you can see the instructions to sign up using the MSA's system using this link. Right? So our Facebook page is like our central knowledge, and it says, okay, this is how you do it. You go to portal.msa.monash.edu and you whack all these buttons. It's a bit annoying, but it helps you get signed up even without physically meeting us. In the meantime, let's see what my hints have to say about NATAS 2. So if we go to NATAS 2, then if you were stuck on that, then this would hopefully give you the right hint. So you can check the source code and try to find where the files are stored. So that's when we were looking at files/pixel.png. And then you have a look at the place where the files are, but you don't look at the actual image, right? And then you can redeem your sweet flags here. Awesome source. So really no questions. Alrighty then. There's nothing on this page, so let's see if there is something on this page once again by viewing the source. We see that the comment tells us that there are no information leaks, so that's how we know there are. But this bit is very unclear. Not even Google will find it this time. Does anyone know how you can prevent Google from browsing your website? Can you prevent Google from browsing your website? And if so, does that leak any information? Post your answer in the Twitch chat or on Discord. Is there anything that Google checks before it browses the website to be, have good etiquette? Well, what if we have a Google? So, prevent Google browsing website. Nope. So that talks about Google Chrome, and that's a web browser, not Google itself. So can we do Google stop indexing website? Because indexing is like what it does. It goes through all the website and gets all the content, so then it can index it so it finds it in the search. Oh, let's have a look. Google tells us we can do some of this code, but if we check the source code, none of that's here. User agent, everything disallows slash, so that's something else, but again, it's not actually going to be here and it's not relevant to this challenge. Some example URL slash robots.txt. Oh, what's robots.txt? Let's have a Google. A robots.txt file tells search engine crawlers which pages or files the crawler can or can't request from your site. This is used mainly to avoid overloading the site. Oh, so that means there must be a robots.txt. Hey, there we go. And it says it affects all user agents and it disallows this. So on actual websites you would probably see a lot more things, but in this case only one thing is blocked, and that's /secret in LeetSpeak. So LeetSpeak is when you substitute certain letters for numbers. So let's try to go there. Oh, too easy. And again we get a whole directory listing and we see that there's a users.txt. Awesome sauce. So is that what we want? Yes, perfect, exactly. So the password for NATAS 4 is this. And again, you can redeem your flag here once you've done the previous NATAS challenges. So let's go to NATAS 4. Great. So again, I'll give you guys a bunch of time to ask questions if you have any, because I really want to answer what you're actually interested in. It's too easy to assume what you guys know, so I really want to help you guys out there, right? If there really are no questions, then I'll take the opportunity once again to talk about monsec.io/join, which is how you can find all the information about how to join the club, including signing up to our Discord server and joining the club officially right now using the MSA's online portal. since it looks like you guys are too good and you don't need any answers, then I guess I'll leave you to do NATAS 4 by yourself. Bye.
If they weren't asking questions, then I'll see any questions pop up because I'm reviewing the meeting.
Okay.
I'll come back tomorrow. Pirate hat.
Do you have the music playing either of these? Bro.
That requires F.
Or are you on browser only mode?
Whatever mode you like. I've had like 3 people watching my stream. Surely it's fine.
Okay, if we registered last year, do we have to register again at ctf.monsec.io?
That's the question.
I'm trying to got him.
Is there a video?
Oh, what's this? I think I've been hacked. Wow. Well, they have good taste in music, at least. So it has been asked that if you signed up last year, do you need to sign up again? The answer is yes. If you tried logging in with your old stuff, you'd notice they don't work. So since we're starting from a clean slate, everyone's starting from 0, then you will need to sign up again using your Monash email. For those who think it is moving too fast, ask questions because that forces me to be slower. But also, yes, this entire live stream is recorded so you can have the entire video afterwards. Furthermore, if you are getting stuck and you don't want to ask questions, then you can use the hints that you can access from ctf.monsec.io. And if you look on NATAS 0, then there's a link to hints that we have organized at MonSec. So that's this. So you can see, for example, hints for NATAS 2 to check out the source code, for example. Alright, since people are probably stuck on NATAS 4, let's check out what the hints have to say. Look at the Network tab on Developer Tools. Pay attention to the header your browser uses when requesting the page. Okay, let's have a look then. So we have the Network tab and it has a bunch of things. But what we're most interested in is the actual document. Let's just refresh the page right there. Beautiful. And then we can look at the headers that are sent along. Because websites are even more complicated than just seeing the source code. Even more stuff happens in the background as evident through the Network tab. So if you look at the network, you can see what other data gets sent along. Including the response headers and the request headers. So request is what we send to the website, and response is how the website responds. I have been asked, when does this end? So generally the way that workshops run at MonSec is that we have a normal workshop from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. and then an advanced workshop from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we do these every week. Awesome. But the headers don't really tell us too much. Even if you try to glean something out of them, you realize there isn't too much that's interesting going on. Bonus points to whoever figures out what this means, the authorization header. But for now, it's not too important. So what if we click refresh page? This is just a link to this page again. But it's treated a teensy bit differently by the browser, because then suddenly it tells us you are visiting from natas4.natas.labs.overthewire.org. Right? So something has changed. Let's have a look what has changed in the network. Let me just make this a bit bigger. Ah, beautiful. So now let's have a look at what we requested. If you have been paying attention like really well, then you will notice that suddenly we have the referrer header. And it indeed says natas4.natas.labs.overthewire.org. If we look at the hints, then it asks us, who is your referrer? And when a vague hint lines up exactly with what you're doing, that means you're on the right track. So then it tells us to change and resend the value to what it wants. If you're using Firefox, this can be done by clicking the Edit and Resend button after choosing the document that you want to modify. On Chrome, there's something very similar, but I believe that this challenge is a bit dodgy on Chrome, so I would suggest doing it through Firefox if possible. So let's edit the request and then have a look at what happened. So since we're editing what we're sending, we can't edit what they send. That would be way too strong. So we can change what we send, obviously. So the request headers and the request body. Since we're just making a normal website request, the body is empty. We're not sending any login information, for example. But we can see that the referrer can be changed. So if we just change this to NATAS 5 and tell it to send, there we go, something happened. And if we double click on this, we get shown the request, and it doesn't work because sometimes when you double click on something, it actually makes the request again. So it's very important to actually look at the actual request and have a look at the response. Oh, access granted. The password for NATAS 5 is this big string. Please ask questions now, because this challenge was a lot harder than all the other ones because you actually needed to change something rather than just read things. Due to the way that Monash is handling the COVID-19 situation, we have been banned from running physical workshops. Therefore, we will probably be doing this for quite some time. However, stay tuned for details.
Why doesn't index.php appear?
Let me guess, I should open up the questions myself and not rely on my servants. Alright, so on the Discord, which is another very epic place to chat and ask questions, someone asks, why doesn't index.php appear in the network tab that is? So this is an extremely good question because it's something that I assume everyone knows, but obviously not everyone knows because it's not that obvious. Right? So I hope that's clear. No. So if you go to just the website, you see that your browser requests /. If you add a / at the end, you see the browser just hides it and just requests / anyway. If you go to /index.php, then request index.php instead of /. So / is root. It's the front page of the website per se. And most websites are handled such that if you request /, which is root, you get the same page as if you visited either index.php or sometimes index.html, depending on the exact technology they use. Fantastic question. Thanks for asking that. Another thing that might be worth discussing at this time is the status 200. This means that you got the web page successfully. If we tried to access index without .php or whatever, then we would get 404 not found. So that's just something to keep in mind for later. Alright, someone's going to walk their dog. I can highly approve of that exercise. Yeah, just watch out not to bump into any infected people. Oh, that's spoilers. Right. Refresh page. So let's just work through that again. If we refresh the page, then the refresh page actually links to index.php. So if you can see in the if you look in the bottom left, you can see what the link links to, and if you also view the page source, then you can see that it links to index.php. So that's how we know, that's how the browser knows when you whack this link to go to index.php. Awesome, awesome. So let's just do that again so it actually rocks up in the network tab. Beautiful. And then we see that our referrer is indeed natas4.natas.labs.overthewire.org, which matches here, but we need it to be NATAS 5. So that's what we do. Edit and resend, and we look in the headers and referrer, change the 4 to a 5, and we're all good. After sending it, we see the response, and I made a mistake. Can anyone see what the problem with what I just did is? I mean, obviously we're not visiting from the right place, right? Well, if we have a look at the headers that we just sent in this new request that we forged to a very minimal degree, we see that we come from indeed /index.php, but that's not what the website wants, excuse me. So that's an easy fix. Oh, just make sure it's exactly what the website wants, right?
You forgot about index.php.
There we go. And now we get the password because we removed index.php from the header. Great. And let's just copy the password so that we can get to the next level. That's a good idea. Alright, NATAS 5, and we can have the index.php or not. It doesn't matter because, as I explained, they are both shown to be the same file by the web server whenever you request it. If you just go to the website or index.php at the end, it's all the same thing. And I made a typo in my pasting, it seems, which is annoying. And now I get a 401 unauthorized. So that's another code that happens. Let's just speed run through that again. Oh, okay, so we have this and edit and resend. NATAS 5 and remove the index.php. Rightio. So if you look at how I highlighted it by double clicking, it actually catches the space at the end, so that would have screwed me up. Let's copy it better. Great. Access disallowed. You are not logged in. Let me have a look if there are any questions. Alright, someone asks, what if any website has an alert system that gets triggered if the website is hacked? Yeah, so security is like an onion. If you add extra layers of security, such as an alert system, you are theoretically more secure. So obviously this website is designed to be hacked and therefore doesn't have such a system. Many popular websites obviously prevent excessive logins and logging into accounts which they know have been compromised. So if you are more interested in defending your website, then this is unfortunately not the stream for you, because we're learning how to break websites. Furthermore, alert systems might not always be triggered depending on the type of attack that you do. Right, so since no one has questions, I'll take the opportunity to talk about joining MonSec once again. We have monsec.io/join, and that's where you can sign up to our Discord server or join online on the MSA portal and become an official member and get full access to all the channels on our Discord, as well as future workshop resources. Awesome, awesome. Access disallowed. You are not logged in.
Oh,
Additionally, if you want full access to the Discord after you have signed up using the MSA portal, make sure to send a direct message to Peter on the Discord so that he can verify that you are in fact a real MonSec member, not a fake one, and then you get access to more of our Discord. So please do that. I'll actually write a message on the workshop channel now. So at Peter, be prepared. There we go. And now Peter will have a busy evening. Great. Access disallowed. You are not logged in. Let's get back into the hacking. Also, there's a great meme there, so that's good. Yes, we must plug because we can't make income any other way. Okay, so if we look carefully at the headers for this one, there's nothing scary or that it seems like they would want us to change. If we also look at the page source, again, there is nothing there. So at this stage, you either are good or you look at the hints. So if you look at the hints for NATAS 5, it tells us what is commonly used data that websites can put into your browser. And that's way too vague. So then you read the next hint, cookie monster. And then you vaguely remember some privacy outrage about like companies like Google putting cookies on your web browser. Cookies. Cookies are actually sent for every request to see if you are logged in or to hold on to other metadata such as like which page you came from, random stuff like that. All right, if we refresh the page, do we see anything new in the headers? Set cookie logged in equals 0 from the response, and the request previously also sent logged in equals 1. And we can also consume this in a more readable fashion in the cookies. So every time you make a request, you send all the cookies, and sometimes the server overrides your cookies by sending you a response with the new value. However, in this case, they're the same value, so it doesn't matter. You could either edit the header and change the cookie, or you can look in your storage tab and have a look at the cookie there and see that there's a name, logged in, and value 0. If you know things about computers, you will know that they're all about zeros and ones. So you would change this 0 to a 1 and call it a day. After you refresh the page, there we go. Suddenly we are logged in. So far, this is by far the most realistic attack per se, because some poorly designed websites might trust the cookies to determine if you are an administrator, for example. But almost all websites use cookies sanely and just give you a temporary token to keep you logged in. All right. Any questions? Looking at the time, it seems like the advanced workshop is going to be very soon. Let's go to NATAS 6. And then we have something that we can actually type into. So that's very exciting. wrong secret. So it needs us to guess some sort of password. I'll leave you guys to figure that out. What did you mean about the attendance? How can I access this? I'm live.
You don't.
Attendance.monsec.io.
I should put mine in. I'm kidding.
Okay, so my advisors have told me that I have not been plugging MonSec enough. There is another link that you must be aware of, which is attendance.monsec.io. This is also a very important link. Like, all of them are really important. Here, you enter your student number and you click submit. And then we are really happy. So please do this. Go to attendance.monsec.io to say that you attended the Twitch workshop. I'll throw that up on the workshop now as well. On the Discord chat. And let's make it a link.
Okay, so then we can call website or Discord.
Awesome. Let's have a look. Are there any last minute questions?
Can you go for NATAS too quickly?
Hey, do you mind going over NATAS too quickly? Sure I do. Actually gives me something to do. Okay, so NATAS 62, NATAS does not exist. Let's just fix that real quick. NATAS 2. Yes, so yes, natas2.natas though, that's from my memory, but you can always find it. Index.php. I'm being bad.
Marish, he said NATAS 3.
NATAS 3.
Okay, so he made a typo and he actually wants NATAS free. Well, too bad, I'm going to answer both questions. So NATAS 2 and free. So there is nothing on this page. View source. We see there's a file, pixel.png, files/pixel.png. We can also see that this file exists if we open the network tab and we refresh the page, and we do that correctly, not by changing the audio. And then we see pixel.png and we see that it's in files, right? So we can see it's files/pixel.png. And then if we go here, then indeed we can access our glorious pixel. However, that's not all, because it's actually in this directory or folder called files. So let's try to access that. And boom, we get a listing of files, including users.txt, which has the password on it. And now for NATAS free, so it remembers the password, so I don't even have to type it in again. There's nothing on this page. There sure is. View page source. And no more information leaks. Not even Google will find it this time. And if you research block Google from indexing website, so if you run your own website, you can tell Google to respectfully not browse it by doing a bunch of things, including, once the page loads, robots.txt is one of the possible ways. And the problem with robots.txt is you're basically saying to them, hey, this place exists, don't go here. So because we want to go places we're not supposed to be, then we check out robots.txt, we find secret, and we go there. And again, there is a users.txt. Awesome. Looks like at least one person found the stream useful. Epic. All right. Now, the advanced workshop will start like really soon. So I'll just respectfully say to go to monsec.io/join to sign up to our Discord server and join online using the MSA system. Furthermore, go to attendance.monsec.io to say that you attended this workshop so that we can keep doing more of them.
What are you doing in this?
Heck also tells them to sign up to /HackTheBox.
Are you doing advanced
Yeah, he's doing advanced.
advanced web hacking?
No, just advanced intro. Web hacking or
Heck,
obviously
oh,
we
no.
have to put it in.
Okay.
Otherwise
Is that
So
allowed
what
by
do you think is
Twitch?
advanced
Sure.
introduction?
What?
Surely they say, oh, good, get it.
Is there at least music playing?
Probably not.
Does Twitch actually demonetize for some
Okay.
reason?
Yeah, but
So
we aren't
monetize them
monetized to
as-
begin with.
So I mean, yeah, obviously it's not a problem.
Alright, go.
And I still got a minute.
Go.
Also, got a minute. I am fully aware of that.
Let's
Also, make sure to plug monsec.io/join.
All right, 7 o'clock. Let's do this.
Right.
Go for
I've
it.
gotta go.
Sure.
I
Go.
will leave you to that. I'm forgetting that people are coming through the door.
Yeah. Well, now it's time for the advanced.
Alright, I hope you know I have no clue what's going on. I am fully aware.
Everyone's live now.
Cool. And welcome to the advanced section of this workshop, or basically how to set up HackTheBox. In true fashion over the last hour, please go to monsec.io/join and join our Discord. Also, go to the MSA portal, which has only been up for a week. Test it out. See if it'll break, if as many people as possible can sign up to our club.
It does break. Spoiler.
Yeah, like, even just signing up will break the system, ironically. Yes. And how do I use your computer? How do I get to Discord?
You don't. Don't try.
Don't try?
Don't try.
Okay, can someone...
This logo.
Wonderful. Well...
No, he made them difficult.
I had YouTube open. I'm an idiot. Cool. Yes. Let's see if this works. Because solid, like, first 5 minutes, just plugging. Alright, this isn't working. We now have a YouTube channel somewhere. So please like, subscribe, share on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, MySpace, especially that one. Snapchat. Yeah, we should totally set up a Snapchat, guys. That would be great. Alright. So, on to what I was actually trying to... Oh, hello. What I was actually trying to do, which is over here. Okay. Yeah, okay. Cool. So, as part of this workshop, we will be going through just kind of the first few services you can use online to advance your hacking skills. One will be purely theory, one will be more of a real world, and one will be really real world. We'll get to that soon. So, welcome, as I said. The first of these services is HackTheBox. HackTheBox is kind of a, how would you describe it? Like an online lab? Pen testing lab? Yeah? Probably the most accurate. Cool. So, if you go to HackTheBox.eu, you'll be greeted with this page. If you want to go and log in, if you have an account already, once this thing loads. Just go in and log in there. And if you don't,
What if they don't have an account?
I'm getting to that. And if you don't have an account, and if I can navigate this ridiculously tiny screen, you go to where is? It's tiny, okay? It may be 4K, but it's tiny.
It's because it's
Cool. Go down and go to the join button. HackTheBox is a little unconventional because you need to already know the invite code before you get in. Don't worry, it's entirely possible to do without having somebody actually invite you. A little hint on how to actually get in. This guy is really useful. In true hacker style. Cool. But, as I believe, we already have an account set up, so let's go to that. Yes. Because I am Tim entirely. You've been part of this club for a year. How have you not done it? Oh my god. All right. Professionalism, guys. Cool. So once you get into HackTheBox, you'll be greeted with this screen. You can go up to the corner, see your profile, and I believe you can change it from here. Oh, yeah. You can get to see all your stats and whatnot. Tim Sylvester has done nothing. So great introduction to this. Thank you, Tim. But what? Okay. Shut up. Cool. So to actually begin hacking, go to this Access tab. And you'll be defaulted to, I believe, the EU servers, just because HackTheBox is a UK company. But they have recently, within the last month, gotten an Australian server, which I can tell you is a hell of a lot quicker. So what you want to do is go down to here and press switch. This will switch the server. Cool. Oh, there we go. Switching now. Cool. And then when you do... Alright, this is why you don't double-click things. When it does eventually switch, what you want to do is regenerate. This is just to get your keys. Anyway, after this, you want to go to connect, get a connection pack, or, oh, there we go. It should just pop up with this OVPN. Save that. And then what you want to do is, yep, that's still working. Cool. This is a Windows machine, but you can also do it on Linux. Where are we? Yes, that is also true. We are also in this example using the brand new Windows terminal, generically named Terminal. So it won't exactly look like this if you were to do it on your Windows machine. But if you do want it to look exactly like this, just go to the Windows, to the Microsoft Store, and then just search Terminal, download the preview, do some fancy stuff, and yeah. So once you do get the OVPN file, what you want to do is to just go to wherever directory it is. Provided you have OVPN installed, you can just type OVPN and then the name of the file, press enter. Professionalism. Provided you have OVPN installed. Yes. Here's an OVPN I got. Oh, god damn it. Always update before you try and pull something, otherwise that happens. while that's going on, I blanked. It's fine.
Go over probably signing up again. Like actually signing up if you haven't already. How to sign up in HackTheBox. Do you not remember how?
It's been 2 years, man. Cool.
It has a 2 months trial.
Wonderful. Once it has installed, that was just an update, wasn't it? Yes. Once update, install it. Not too big of a file, so it should be fine.
Closest one you attach, isn't it?
You know, I'm going to put some hacker music on in the background while I wait. Oh, that's the completely...
Turn off the music volume in Streamlabs.
I was going to change the music.
You have to turn it up otherwise. It's actually down in Streamlabs.
Oh, okay. As we all know, you can go for the normally stuff here, or you can go for the true Twitch streaming hacker and go for the NCS music. Cool. Diviners, sure, let's go with them. Nice. Can you guys hear? It's doing feedback. Cool. Okay. Can you guys hear it? Cool. Let's go with that. Alright. Cool. So OVPN is done. So back to where we were. Just type OVPN and then the OVPN profile, which is the file you downloaded or the connection pack. Shouldn't ask for anything like username or password, and it should just work. And so once you've done that, go down. I'll go back to the web page. Go over to machines. Go to all, which is just easiest. And then scroll down a bit, and you'll see active machines. So these are all the machines that are free to use. You can access them anywhere in the world. Don't need to pay a cent. If you do want to go beyond this, you can pay like what, $20 a month, something like that, to get the retired machines, but by no means necessary. So let's pick, I don't know, Mango. Cool. So just click on that, and you should be given an IP address. Once you have gotten this, assuming OVPN would like to work, I'll test it to work actually. IP address. Okay. Professional. Got it. Theoretically, what should happen is once this is done, it should say initialization sequence complete. Then you should be able to ping the box. That's just to test that you actually have it. And then what you would generally do is you would start with something like an nmap scan of the IP address, you know, going on from there. Cool. So another service that you can do is called Pico CTF. Where HackTheBox was a little more real world, Pico is very much intended for the beginner, beginner to intermediate, so it's a lot more theory based. You can get anything here from 32-bit buffer overflows to 64, all the way to advanced blind, no SQL magic, really. Crypto and forensics as well, but really, who does that? Cool. So if you just Google Pico CTF, It should be the first one. There was a phishing site on Google last year. Looks like they've got rid of it. Just go into Play 2019. Because this is technically last year's CTF, since it came out at October? Yeah, 2019. This one is a little less tedious than HackTheBox, where you actually have to hack your way in. It just gives you a sign-up form. Do that. You should get in. I'm not going to do that now because I thought it was already set up. But yeah, when you're there, you'll just basically, this will be replaced with challenges, very similar to our CTFD. And then you can go down, you can filter, I want to do forensics today, I want to do crypto, whatever. So yeah, that's really good for sharpening your theory skills. And the final one I'll mention today is CTF time. So this is the most real world of these services, because this actually tracks real world CTFs, like Facebook and Google CTFs. If you're really good at CTFs, you might also even get a job at one of these companies. So definitely keep your eye out for that. So that one is just ctftime.org. And it is a little confusing, first off, but what you want to focus on is the upcoming events. So for instance, this one is coming up this weekend. It is a one-day CTF, so it is only going over Friday and Saturday, which I think is Saturday and Sunday for us. And yeah, just basically these are 24-hour periods where you just hack as much as you can, get as many points, and if you stand out in the crowd, you might even get a job. So that's pretty much all I wanted to go through in this advanced workshop at the moment. If you have gotten into HackTheBox, I do suggest going for the Mango box that I mentioned earlier. It is a little tricky, but it's definitely a worthwhile learning experience. And hey, a couple of the committee have already done it, so if you need any help, just ask us and we'll be able to hint where to go.
I'll do the HackTheBox sign off.
Alright. I'm getting told that I need to do the HackTheBox sign up. To be completely honest with you, it's been 2 years and I don't know, and I don't want to make a fool of myself. So let's put it to a poll. So just emoji react to which one you want to see. In Discord, in the workshop channel, more specifically. Alright, those two don't count. It's not illegal, it's against terms of service, okay? Alright, I'm going to give you another minute. Get your votes in. While you do, did anyone notice something was not quite right in this particular slide set? Whilst I had CTF time and Pico CTF, one of these things is not like the other. One of these things just does not belong. So if you actually want to go to this, if you want to go to this particular one, as you can see, it's HackTheBox. Just a little bit broken. And also, totally not a phishing site. This is actually a secret challenge, if anyone wants to take part in it. And given that only one person has responded, and that person is standing next to me, I'll do this instead of the actual login challenge. Cool. Let's just... Cool. Let's do that one. Cool. Oh, totally can't tell anything's wrong with this login page. So let's try and log in. But unfortunately, no humans allowed. It's a shame, isn't it? Well, what would be allowed if not human? Perhaps a robot. So let's check that out. Robots.txt. You guys remember that from what? 20 minutes ago? What's in here? Ooh, we've got a secret. Well, any secret is a good secret. So what's this? We have got a totally legitimate, not hiding anything JPEG. Now, put it up to another poll. Would anyone actually download a car? I want to know.
Yes.
Alright, Tim is a criminal. Cool. So, let's have a look at this. You know, I'm completely enthralled by this, and I want to know everything I can about this particular, what's it called? Image. Did I forget the word? Yes. Is anyone going to correct me? No, because this is a live stream. So, if we have a look at this image, if you're in Linux at the moment, you can actually go in and have a look at what type of image this is, just by writing the word file, followed by the file name. Oh, no, it is secret. Cool. And the first thing you'll notice is, despite being a .jpeg, it is in fact a PNG. Ooh, amazing there. Interesting thing about PNG files is you can actually hide other files within them. This is not really too surprising to most of you, but, well, I didn't know until today, so there's that. Cool. So all you need to do is treat it as a zip file and unzip it and make sure that your friend has actually got the necessary tools installed before doing this. Thanks, Tim. And I totally could, but trial and error, man. Trial and error. Yeah, I know. But we are at 83%. Cool. And while this is doing its thing, do we have any questions? Yes. Yes, you could. We just had a question asking if you could check if it's a zip file with binwalk. If you were to actually use binwalk on this, what it would actually do is give you a table of what it thinks the file is, and in this particular instance, it will actually give you from this hexadecimal position to this hexadecimal position is a PNG file, and then this hexadecimal position to this is a zip. So what this is actually doing, the PNG itself isn't a zip file. I have just concatenated on a zip file. So yeah, you could totally do that if you wanted to. But yep, we have got unzip actually installed now. So let's unzip this bad boy. Cool. And we have got this file called tail. So what is tail? Well, using our trusty file tool, we can see that it is just text. And if we actually cat tail, you can see it's just a bunch of letters and numbers. Does anyone want to have a guess at what this actually is? Any ideas? No? Encryption? Quite possibly. In this case, it's not really encrypted. That doesn't come until later. Hexadecimal conversion of a password. Well, we've got the first part right there. It is hexadecimal, but it's not quite a conversion. Well, not quite a conversion of a password at least. In this case, it is actually a conversion of a binary file. So if you use XXD and you take a file, you can use this -p parameter, and it will actually just give you a bunch of hexadecimal, which is actually the hexadecimal of the file. And I really shouldn't have done that on an image file, because holy shit, that is massive. Alright, this is how you turn into Elite Hacksaw. I need that hoodie back, guys. Oh, there we go. And it's done. Cool. One way that you can tell it's not encrypted, and it is actually just the hexadecimal of a file, is files, both images and binaries, have this really nasty tendency to have a bunch of zeros just all in a row. With encryption, they try and do as much entropy as possible, so that doesn't typically happen. But if we have a look, we can actually reverse this with a -r, and we can put in the file. And as you can see, that's outputted the hex directly to the terminal, which I didn't want. Let's put it into temp. Well, just temp. Alright? So now let's put it all the hexadecimal into a temp file. Well, what is temp? Temp in this case is a tarball. This is basically just exactly like a zip, but the Linux equivalent of it. To actually inflate as a tarball, use the command tar, vzf. These are a bunch of parameters that I've memorized and I don't actually know what they do. And then you give it the file name. So, same thing again. You get this inflated file, flag.txt. Well, let's have a look at it. What is flag.txt? 20 points to whoever can guess what type of file this is. Yep, alright. I already showed you. Cool, so, let's count this again. Now what is this? This one is a little more crazy than the last. It's got a few more characters that we didn't see in the hexadecimal, like M and Y and W. So does anyone have an idea of what this could be? Let's have a look. Cool. Yeah, well. Cool. So, base 9. Alright. No, I'm not that advanced, jeez. Well, yes, it is a text file. But in this case, it is actually base 64 encoded. So, neat feature. Make sure that's actually copied. Wonderful. Neat thing is, if you go to CyberChef, just Google it again, you get a really powerful tool set for messing with crypto. So in this case, once it loads, you can just input what you want, and assuming it's base 64, you can go there, and hey, you've now got some more text. A little bit more legible this time, actually. So let's take this, and this one, well, this one has a few parts. You've got the content itself, which is the flag, but you've also got a key and an IV. Does anyone recognize this? And the IV is probably the... What was that from the audience? Yes. This one is actually AES, which is much more secure than base 64, except if you give the key and the IV with it. So, same thing in CyberChef. You can just do an AES decryption, copy and paste the key, copy and paste the IV, and it still can't do it just because there is some stuff messing with it. And there you go. Once I delete this, you will get the flag. Because this is a challenge, and this is advanced, not beginner, I'm actually not going to do that. Have fun. See if you guys can remember. And if you do get it, it is actually... CTF. That challenge is the stegonography one. That is on the CTF. So if you want to, you can grab yourself a whole 20 points. That's equivalent to 4 of the NATAS. Because... Or 20 of the bandit. Did you put 1 for each of the bandit?
Not all of them, just once.
Just most of them. Alright. Or 20 of the 30 bandits. And it is this time again. I'm feeling a little empty inside because I haven't reminded you to join MonSec at monsec.io/join. Join the Discord. Join the Snapchat. Join the YouTube. Like and subscribe. Join on the MSA portal. Remember, if you get the MSA rewards before signing up for the Cybersecurity Club, you do get $5 off. And that's not just for the Cybersecurity Club, that's for all clubs. So definitely look into that if you want to go for any of the isolated clubs this year. Please, we need the help. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for the advanced workshop. Not as in-depth as the beginner, ironically. We'll be sticking around for a little bit longer. There's our Facebook group if you want to join that as well. I can see most of you are already in the Discord. We'll be back here.
Follow if you want to get us to affiliate.
What?
Click follow if you want to get our Twitch stream to affiliate.
All right, and what I want you guys to do is to click follow so we can get affiliate and we can start doing ads, and then this entire thing can just become a company, which would be really cool. Only for Monash to take all of our profit because we're technically a non-for-profit. Right, well, I think that's all. Happy hacking.
How do you access the challenge?
Control 1. Yep, and you done? Careful about mic, you have to mute it in
monsec.io/join for late ASMR.